So, good evening and welcome everyone for today's Starwalkers Parent Support webinar. This is our fifth edition, and we have another uh, very informative and very experienced parent with us who has seen this struggle in the times when there was no awareness at all, there were no resources, there was no social media, and it was really difficult at those times to understand what exactly autism was and what the child was going through. So today in this Star Workers Parent Support webinar, we will be in a heartfelt conversation with Mrs. Archana Patil, who is the mother to Jatin Patil, who has autism spectrum, and he has been a great inspiration to all of us. He is now on his own, independent, taking care of his own studies, his own expenses, and this is really all the efforts that the mother has been putting in. So we are grateful to have you here, Archana ma'am.
Thank you.
About Archana ma'am, she is a mother to Jatin Patil, as I mentioned, and she's navigated so many years. You can see in the photo, this is Jatin and his elder sister Rashmi. And also, let me mention to you, Rashmi is also having issues with hearing and speaking. So I think, ma'am, hats off to you to take care of two kids who have been facing so many issues and so many medical problems and also autism at the same time. So we are very eager to know how your journey had been and how you have tackled all this time along with your two kids, and a lot of courage, I can say that definitely. Because now as we new parents, sometimes we lose hope at point, a point in time it happens that I, being a parent to a autistic child, I feel sometimes that why me. So I don't know how you have faced these challenges, and we would really like to know how it was for you. And all your insights and your conversations would be more helpful for our parents who would be joining in today too. So, just a small video for everyone to know what exactly is Jatin and how he has been through his journey so far. So, these are the awards that Jatin has been receiving. These are the news clips, the medals, the certificates, the mentions in the newspaper. Autism is not the limit. That's what he's been proving. One whale boy wins so many trophies. Lot of wins, and definitely a lot of yeah, all the credit goes to Archana ma'am for putting in so much efforts and helping Jatin out to be what he is right now. So, ma'am, let's begin. I would first like you to introduce yourself and also let us know a little bit about Jatin as well as Rashmi.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Archana Patil, blessed mother of two special children. In fact, I would say I am blessed to have them because today I am known by them. I I feel a pride to be known as Jatin and Rashmi's mom. So Rashmi, the elder one, she's hearing impaired. Uh, Along with hearing impairedness, she has low BP issues. She has migraine since the age of 1. And talking about Jatin, The elder one being a special child, I was more, what to say, I was ready to accept if he comes as a special child. But when he was born, I was eager to know that really he is a special child or a normal child. But then, when he was 1.5, he was responding to sounds, but not responding to name calling or any command. He never used to give eye contact, and then we went to a doctor. Again, that was arranged by Rashmi's special school, and there we got to know that Jatin has autism. Dr. Vibha had seen him at that age, and again, it was Dr. Vibha, Mary ma'am, who always have been a support for me. Their guidance has helped me. And a course which I did for my daughter, being a parent, how I can help her. So that has helped me to work with both the children. Aisha, you're not audible.
I'm sorry. So, being said that, what were the small signs that made you think that, at that time when I think autism was not even the word, I feel. So, how did you come to know, like, how you thought that there is something different with my child? What made you think that?
So, as I mentioned, that he was able to hear. He used to, when he used to sleep, he used to get up only, even with the sound of my bangles. So then he was that sharp listener. But then when he was 1 year age, he's not talking, he's not babbling as regular children. Then there was something that struck me. Okay, there must be some issues with him. So I discussed this problem with the director of Rashmi's preschool, where she did her basic training. So then the director only arranged Dr. Vibha to the school, and there Dr. Vibha saw that. So Jatin never used to he never used to give contact, or he never used to respond to name calling, or never he responded to any command. But then somewhere it was like Rashmi was helping him in this condition. She used to tell
Hmm.
him or guide him. But then somewhere the thing was disturbing me. So then, Rashmi being hearing impaired, we went through that process. So first, all his hearing impairedness tests were done. Then we approached Dr. Vibha. So what to say now, the steps were a bit here and there, because one with hearing impairedness, so we thought the other must be also with them. But again, it was like, if he gets up with a small sound, then he can hear. Then what is the other thing? And when I got to know about autism 26 years back, I didn't know the A of autism.
True, very true.
So so it was like whole and soul. It was like Dr. Vibha who guided me what autism is. She made me understand in easy way. She made me understand that there is some uh, problem in the wiring of his brain. That were her words. So, what a normal person reacts to things that an autistic children a child doesn't. So this way, then attending few workshops, and that time there was no social media, no books, hardly there were books.
Yeah.
But I was not aware about the books too. But then I tried to keep a track. I did just 3 days workshop with for autism. I met Mary ma'am over there, and that workshop changed me completely. that helped me to work on Jatin in those days. Even my patience level is developed after that workshop. An incident which Mary ma'am shared about her child. So that helped
Hmm.
me to become patient.
So, I mean, since we are talking about patience, I would really like to know how did you build that patience? Because I think now all the new parents really need to understand that autism is actually equals to patience. The more patience you have, the more resilience you have, the more you can, give hand to your child and pull him up. So I think I'll like you to put a little light on that. How did you keep your patience with two special kids?
So, as I mentioned, so Rashmi was already attending a special school in Agripada, Mumbai. So again, reaching the school was a hectic thing. We used to travel 2 hours one way. So it was 4 hours journey, and she was just 3.5 at that time. So there's a difference of 2.5 years in both the children. So taking both the children over there and Mary Ma'am's, as I mentioned earlier, again, Mary Ma'am's example. She gave an example that her son was sitting at the table and he has the habit of tearing pages. So those were some important documents. And the person next to Mary Ma'am, that person got annoyed. So Mary Ma'am explained that that boy doesn't know those what those papers are, and hitting him or shouting at him, will those papers become normal? That made me think. That's so true that hitting him we can't get. We are just what to say, removing our anger on the child, but hitting the child, you won't get the papers back. Then why hit the child?
True.
Stay calm, apply for the papers, and get them back. That is the procedure. And I
So
still tell, whenever I meet Mary ma'am, I still tell her that you are the person who changed me because I was very short tempered.
I do believe in this. Like, sometimes even I feel like Arzan has helped me be patient a lot. Even I have not been so patient before. I also feel sometimes कि अगर मन से नहीं हुआ तो कुछ भी नहीं होना चाहिए. But then yes, Arzan has taught me to, be a little bit patient at times. Sometimes it's always okay to wait. It is always okay to have all sort of feelings, but it is also okay to be transparent with your feelings, whatever you're feeling. And of course, yes, before judging an autistic child, we need to understand that is that child understanding what exactly it is. Only then
Absolutely right.
going up to the child or trying to explain him ये नहीं ऐसा नहीं but समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं पहले वो देखो, and then maybe you can start doing that. So that definitely builds the patience to stop. I think pause, you can say pause, breathe, and then react. That is what the basic could be.
Exactly.
Right. So,
Exactly.
what challenges you were facing, like as a new mother to an autistic child, and then how did you teach him? How did you find ways to teach him things? How difficult was it to teach him things?
So here again, I would say, Rashmi, my elder daughter, she was blessing in disguise. But again, the challenges were like Rashmi doesn't use sign language. She lip reads. So her eyes work as her ears. So she had the habit of looking at my face. And Jatin never looked at my face. So then, to attract his attention, I had made a black color cardboard frame with a handle, and I used to hold it in front of my face because when something is framed, you get attracted to it. And this way, I started getting Jatin's attention. No doubt he was very hyper in the childhood, but again, something. So sometimes I used to put some stickers, some flowers on the frame, the cardboard frame. So then he used to get attracted to it, and he used to pay attention to what I was telling or what I was trying to teach him.
Okay. So, by what time did Jatin develop language, and how did you work with him? I mean, how did you help him use words and speak?
So Jatin started talking by the age of 4 or 4.5, we can say. But I never stopped talking to him. Even he was not reproducing any words, or he was not responding to anything. I kept on working on him. And again, here I would say Rashmi was there with me. So we used to talk about any incident happened, or some visits, or anything we bought in the house. Say we bought a cake. So talking about the cake. So its color, its taste, its texture, and then slowly Rashmi started talking, as I was teaching her also. So she started talking, and then Jatin, seeing her, slowly his language also started developing. Earlier, it was like whole day he used to keep on talking irregular. This was his language earlier. But he was registering things being taught. That is what I feel.
Right.
Because he was able
Yes,
to
yes.
hear, he was registering things in his mind. Only he was not able to put up in words. But later on, slowly, it developed.
Right. So I think I agree with this point when you say that although they are not able to speak, they are registering what is happening. Yes, I do agree to this because I felt this while walking my journey with Arzan too. Sometimes it happens like, we just speak out of the the speaking ke pata nahi wo sun bhi raha hai ki malum nahi, we just say it. But after a period of time, you see that child using those words or maybe that phrase or something of that, and then we know, अरे इसने तो सुना था. So it was registered, but they use it only when it is time for them to do it, right? So yeah, I think I agree with
Right.
this point of yours, and we need to actually trust the process and trust our child that they are listening, they are registering it, and it will come out at the time when actually it is their time to speak, or maybe when their brain triggers to them that okay, now it's the time, say it. So yeah, they
Absolutely
do give
right.
us
Absolutely.
surprises. Right, right. So, I mean, of course, whenever we have diagnoses like these, we do have those family pressures coming in. Then there are many family people giving gyan, I can say, like, ये नहीं, वो नहीं, आज नहीं, कल बात करेगा. So, how did you tackle with these things?
So, in this matter, it was like having two special children. Slowly, our family cut cords with us, and we four were there in the house. So, and his father used to go out for work, so I was the only person along with the children. And slowly and steadily, it was like I thank my family or so-called blood relatives for not keeping connection with us, because I could invest my time for my children then.
Right.
उनकी आओ भगत में मैं अपना टाइम नहीं वेस्ट कर पाई.
Right. So sometimes it's better to ignore some things. It's okay if you need to actually,
Absolutely.
give a little bit of distance to people who are not ready to accept our child, and, focus more on the
So
development of
giving
the.
importance to what is, yes, absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. Focusing on your children. See, no one will come and do some extra thing for your child. The
Right.
child is your own child, so you only have to put in those efforts. Therapist hai, everyone is there, but you yourself have to put in 100, I would say 1,000%, then you get 100%.
Right, that is absolutely right. I think it is so much like, although we say that, it should be a teamwork by both the parents, but end of the day, we know what the fact is. If the father is busy earning, then the mother has to take over. And I think with what India's tradition works is like we have 99% mothers totally into, those therapies and all that stuff, running from school to the therapy center to this to that. So that's true. The mothers really have to work hard sometimes. So how did you manage as a mother? I mean, therapy centers, I think even Rashmi would have been needing some sort of therapies, and Jatin again, therapies in school, and I don't know how was it manageable for you?
So talking about Jatin, Jatin was very hyper. He had lot of sensory issues. He was allergic to many things. Even wearing new clothes. After wearing new clothes, he used to get rashes on the whole body. So my child, when he was small, he has never worn new clothes. Then few textures of food was difficult for him. Even sensory issues like the stools passing through the anus was difficult for him to go for the loo also. And talking about the therapy centers, I had done the parents guidance course for Rashmi. So touch wood, whatever I could, I did on my own. No therapies at all, no outside therapies for my children. I was the only person working as an occupational therapist, speech therapist, and everything. And again,
So
it was
basically,
like it was a teamwork. Like Rashmi was
yeah.
there, Jatin, and me.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing here is parents need to have the guidance, the correct guidance, to actually understand what are the requirements of the child and how you need to work. Because I think even therapists will give 45 minutes of their time, but out of that, most, I think half more of the day, the parent is with the child. So I always prefer saying, like, whenever we go to a therapist, it's our duty to ask why we are doing this, how it is going to help the child, and what else can be done in that, thinking about, those things. So
Correct.
definitely it is on the parent more how they can take it. So coming to this, I mean, with Star Walkers, we do have, like, parental workshops wherein we help parents, because we also don't believe in children coming for 5 days a week and 6 days a week for therapies. It will never help sometimes, but then when parents are trained, it really helps, because the parent works in
Absolutely.
that form with the child. So that is what even Star Workers believes in doing. We've trained the parents. We want the parents to understand what our therapists are doing, so that they can take it further and teach their children at home. That is what is more important, and that works a lot. So
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
yeah.
And even it was like long back, that time, hardly we had therapy centers, and we are based in
True.
Panvel. And
Yeah.
Mumbai, all the therapy centers were in Mumbai. There was no one
Mhm.
in Panvel. So again, traveling for the therapies over there, I tried, all was like tried and tested things
Yeah.
which I did. Regarding his sensory issues, also, as I said, he had a lot of issues and allergy issues. That
Mhm.
even more developed more when he was in the third standard. He had loose motions continuously. Daily, he used to have around 18 to 20 loose motions. Then many tests were done, and it was like doctors were also searching exactly what was. Uh, as I said, no, earlier, as now we have many facilities like,
Very
but
good.
that time diagnosis also was very difficult. So after you can say 1.5 month of treatment, trying on many medicines on him, we got to know that he has celiac disease. So
Mm.
celiac disease again is related to your intestine, your gut. So, and the prolonged investigation went on when we had to do his biopsy. So that time we got to know that he was on the pre-primary stage of intestinal cancer. So for 6 months, Jatin was only on IV because he had gut issues. So hardly anything was given through mouth.
Right.
And from childhood, as Jatin, being autistic, he was not that socialized that time. So I had introduce more and more books to him as he started reading. So books
Mm.
became his friends, and these books helped him during his treatment also. So to hold
Mm.
him being hyper, to hold him to the bed, it was very difficult task. But there, the books were like a blessing for us.
True, true. So, how do you explain these gut issues? Because I think many kids with autism do struggle with gut issues. Sometimes it is also said that GFCF diet and all those things nowadays have come up. So many parents have doubt whether they should follow it or whether they should not follow it. Everyone has their own experience. So, what was your experience in that term?
So long back तभी GFCF कुछ भी नहीं था. Nothing was at that time. And hardly we knew about allergy test also. But what I as a mother did is I used to try one grain a day or 2 days, or one a grain for say wheat. So with wheat, I used to try for 2 3 days. So wheat, we used to make rava, we used to make chapati and try that with him. So this way, I kept on trying different grains with him. And there I got to know that he had issues with wheat, but
Oh.
he didn't have issue with fine flour, with maida.
Hmm. Okay.
So then now till at the age of 27 also, Jatin uh, avoids more and more to eat wheat,
Hmm.
but sometimes the craving is there. So then he takes some lactic medicines to
Oh,
clear the system.
clear the system. Right, right. So, there, like, what all, coming to the sensory issues, what were the different sensory issues that he was facing, and how did you manage those at home?
So many sensory, as I explained about his clothes issues.
Hmm.
Then, other than that, he was very sensitive to sound.
Okay.
So, he used to, I said, no, he used to get up with the bangle sound also. So, pressure cooker, mixer, then he used to cry when the pressure cooker used to whistle. But what I used to do is I used to pick him up and then I used to make him be with me, that I am there with you, and listen to the whistle. This way, I made him friendly to those sounds which he was getting irritated of.
Hmm.
So then later it kept on developing, and now I would say Jatin attends DJs in his college. So those big sounds and all, he enjoys that. So this again, it wasn't an easy process. It took years together to overcome this. Again, he had the fear of depth.
Hmm.
So he used to get scared of sitting in an Indian toilet. So then I used to hold a hand. Later on, then it was like I am outside. So he was like, Mummy is there. So this way, again, the fear of depth, slowly and steadily, I worked on his problems. And then he came out of it. And in 2019, Jatin did paragliding from 10,000 feet.
Wow. So, the wins are visible. Yeah, I can say that.
But see,
So,
you have to give what as I say, no, patience is important. You have to
hmm.
give them the time.
Hmm.
Don't rush in anything. I'm doing so much and the child is not giving results. Wait.
Hmm. Wait.
The child will give results. Have
Right.
patience.
True,
Nowadays,
very.
I talk to parents and then they are like, मैंने 10 दिन काम किया. Okay, you work 10 days, but wait till the 15th day, no? The child will give you results. But
Right.
everything instant का जमाना है. People need everything instant.
Exactly. And again, I think I'll mention here, every child is different. तो अगर एक बच्चे ने 10 दिन में किया है तो not necessary your child may do it in 5 days, or it may happen that your child does it in 3 days but the other child may take 30 days. So even this
Exactly.
difference is
Exactly.
something parents really need to understand, that waiting time, I understand it's really difficult, but then at the end of the tunnel there is light. We need to trust the process and we need to follow it. And again, I would like to clear something here, because we may have new parents. What you just said, like, taking him close to the whistle, to listen to the whistle and understand it. Now, parents, there is a difference here. Now, sometimes it is possible that children are able to take it, but some kids, they might get into a meltdown, even if that sound is little more at a decimal or
Absolutely.
something. So at those point, it is our duty to actually not expose the child directly to it. You can always, I believe in this, like, you can always start from the distance, slowly bringing the child closer to it, so that the
Absolutely
child,
right. So,
right?
as we
Yeah.
say, every child is different, every
Yeah.
child's acceptance is different.
Hmm.
So, for
Yeah.
Jatin, what I did for Jatin, I am talking about only for
Hmm.
Jatin. It
Yes.
won't work. I don't say that same thing will work for others. But this
Right.
is, I am just talking about the things which I
Example.
did
Right.
only for Jatin.
Yes. So parents really need to, distinguish, like, ठीक है मैम ने किया, but how can I make it easier for my child? Rather than doing it the same way, you need to do the adjustments, how it will work with your child, since your child's
Exactly.
needs are different. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
coming to the clothing sensory issues, how did you tackle that? I mean, many kids have this issues. They can't take, those threads on the clothes, and tactile issue, what we say it as. So, how did you
Yeah.
tackle that? I mean, how did you help Jatin get through
So
that?
earlier it was like, yeah, I tried bringing new dresses, new, I used to wash them 5 to 6 times. Then too, he used to get rashes. Then somewhere while doing window shopping, I came across a shop at Fashion Street in Mumbai, where the unclaimed bags, the clothes from the unclaimed bags are being sold over there. So then we used to buy those clothes which were used by
Hmm.
others earlier. And
Yeah.
then I used to bring those clothes, I used to wash them, and then Jatin used to use.
So,
So
that is
again, it
actually,
is like you need to search what is good for your
yes,
child and what suits your child.
exactly. And I think this thought of getting those clothes and then making the child, I mean, I'm like, हाँ यार ऐसे भी हो सकता है. Like, because the best thing with our autism kids is that they don't have that thing, like, नहीं मुझे ये ऐसा ही चाहिए, मुझे ये नहीं करना है, उसने वैसा पहना. So these things are not there with our kids. It's always what we introduce to them, and they are happy with taking that in. So it's
Absolutely
always
right.
in our hands how we
Even
introduce, what we introduce.
just now, what you said, no, what we introduce. So many parents keep on complaining. हमारा बच्चा ना, my child only likes going to McD. He likes only McD food. He doesn't like anything. But who has shown them the address of McD? When
Exactly.
the child was small, you only picked him up and you took him to the McD. Now you can't blame him.
Right. He didn't know
So
about
before,
MACD.
I always say, before blaming the child, first think that
True.
what wrong you have taught them. Even when the children grow, some parents keep on complaining that my child has come in the teenage, so he will start hitting or he will become aggressive. I question the parents that when the children were small, did you hit the child? Yes, ma'am. When the child was not able to understand, sometimes we used to lose our patience and we used to hit a child. So I tell those parents that you only have taught this lesson, that when you don't understand, hitting is the only answer. So now when the child is in his teen, his physical and mental changes are happening in him. He is not able to explain those things. You are not able to understand, and then the child is responding with his hands.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that this is very true when you say that autistic kids are the best observers. They learn from
They
what
are
they see.
visual learners.
Yeah, they are
Absolutely, they are visual learners.
true, very true, very true. So, how did you teach independence to him? I mean, now I see Jatin, he's like all alone by himself. I mean, taking care of his own things and everything. So, how did you, I can say, how did you get him to be so independent? Starting from the time when actually there was nothing.
So it was like till his 12th standard. We not 12th standard, 11th standard, mid of 11th standard, we used to go to drop him to the college also. Later on, we had hired a driver, so he used to take, but that driver was exclusive for Jat. But then, due to some reason, the driver discontinued. So then we started training Jatin to travel by train. So slowly, some steps, no. So earlier, his father used to go to drop him till the train. Then he cut off one step. His father used to drop till the station. Then from that we cut off till the rickshaw. So from rickshaw to the station, he used to travel alone. But then I used to go to drop him till the rickshaw. Later on, later on, it was like he used to leave from the house, sit in the rickshaw, and I asked him to give a missed call. So
Hmm.
this way, slowly we kept on cutting the cords which we
Hmm.
used to, the supportive cords which we used to give.
Hmm.
And similarly, when he used to reach his classes, he used to give me a missed call. And while coming back also, when he used to be two stations earlier, when he used to reach Kharghar, so he used to give a missed call or a call that I am at Kharghar, and then I or his father used to go to pick up. But the whole process only was for 15 days. So
Hmm.
this way he started learning independent traveling. And after his 12th, he went to the hostel. So after the 12th exams, there was a gap of 2 3 months. So in
Hmm.
those 2 3 months, I slowly and steadily taught him to do all his things independently, manage all his things independently, like washing his clothes and everything, packing his bag, everything. And when he went to the hostel, so it was like every 15 20 minutes when he was free, he used to give me a call. I want to buy a pen. Just to ask a permission. I want to buy a pen. I want to buy chips. I want to buy a notebook. So after say 15 to 20 days of this process, one day I told Jatin, your mom is no more. And I didn't pick up his call for 3 days. It was difficult for me. But on the fourth day, he messaged me, Mom, I bought a pen. So he took his independent decision on the fourth
Lot of guts to do that.
day. But see, it is like we have to teach them what after us. We have to
Yeah.
make them independent for the situation. And it is again said that those who can, we help them.
Yes.
There are kids, we can't say that all autistic children are the same, but if Jatin was able to manage, then we were there to support.
Right.
Later on,
So,
again with traveling and all, then he started traveling from Pune to Panvel, and now he's based in Goa. So, and now he manages everything, booking his tickets, booking his flight tickets, everything he does on his own.
this makes me think like, and schooling, how did you manage? I mean, he has been doing all subjects without any concession during the school times. He's taken
Yes,
all
he's
subjects.
Yes, he's been to a normal school and he has taken all normal subjects, even talking about language. So our children have language assumption, this thing also, concessions also. So in Jatin's case, it was like Jatin, from 8th standard, he started learning the fourth language. In school earlier, he used to learn Marathi, Hindi, English, but from 8th standard, he dropped Hindi and then he shifted to Sanskrit. So he started learning Sanskrit from in 8, 9, 10. And when he was in ISER, doing his bachelor's and master's, there he learned French. And at present, he is in Goa. So recently, I got to know that he is learning Konkani.
Okay. So
So
languages
it
are
is
like,
all is
yeah.
his choice.
I mean, how could you make out his strengths? I think from what you're telling me, I can understand that you actually, kept watering his strength. That is what I understand.
Absolutely.
You did not focus on things which he was not able to do. You saw that he is doing good with studies, he's doing good with books, and you kept on nurturing him. So, how did you get to know that this is his strength and I need to focus on this and work on this?
So, as I said earlier, that I had introduced more and books to him. Jatin has studied in Marathi medium, in a vernacular medium, but I don't know how he developed reading English. Whatever he asked me, the difficulties, I used to clear that. And maybe in the first or second standard itself, he had read an short, what to say, compressed encyclopedia. So in that, somewhere he had learned how to take out a diameter of a circle. So once when I was waiting for Rashmi to come down from her class in the school, had accompanied me. So he asked me for a pen and paper, and I have that habit from the time the children were small to carry a pen and paper in the bag. So he asked me for a pen and paper, and sitting there, he calculated the diameter of Earth. So at that age, we were surprised to know that at the age of 6 or 7, this child is doing this. So then we got to know that he is more inclined towards numbers and mathematics.
Mm.
So from his third standard, we started introducing him to different competitive exams of mathematics. Then puzzles, we used to buy books of mathematics, puzzles and all. Regarding mathematics, we used to introduce him to many type of books. And this way, he started attending many competitive exams for mathematics and then kept on going. And earlier,
Mm.
it was like when he was small, he was more into astronomy. So, after astronomy, he developed the liking for physics from his high school. So then when he went to ISER, where he did his master's degree, so when he took admission over there, so from the 8th standard itself, he had planned that I want to do PhD in physics. So we supported that. But after 6 months, after his first semester in that ISER, he said, no, I want to shift my subject. I want to do mathematics. So we were like, whatever you want to do, whatever you are happy with, we are with you.
Mm.
And that support has helped him to go along with all his likings. So at present, he is doing PhD in mathematics.
Right. So, so did you ever think like you should go and do his IQ test and to check what exactly is his level of socio-emotional quotient?
So
Have you
his
asked
I
question from?
so IQ test was done when we got his disabilities certificate from Nair Hospital. His
Hmm.
IQ test had come 118. His IQ had come 118, but we didn't believe this thing because it was like for 3 hours the child was waiting and traveling from Panvel to Nair Hospital, that is in Bombay Central. Again, those hectic things, and after that, the test happens. So,
Hmm.
but it was only there. We didn't go separately and do any IQ test for him. It was only during those tests, whatever were being done for his disability certificate, that IQ test was done.
Okay. So, this makes me think like, have you been through the time when, there might be transition issues? Like, obviously, when he's doing schooling, they have vacations, and then after 1.5 months, kids start schooling. So, I'm sure many parents also must be thinking of it. That how did you work on the transition part of Jatin during that time?
So it is like till now we follow the same thing, but now the children, Rashmi's got married and Jatin is in Goa, so it is stopped. But every week we used to plan the whole week in beforehand. Every Sunday, even what used to be cooked, morning breakfast, Monday, what breakfast to be done, our lunch, what is to be cooked, dinner, what is to be cooked. So everything used to get planned earlier. So mentally, the children were being programmed. They were prepared for the coming things. That helped me. So many parents keep on asking me that didn't your children, didn't Jatin play tantrums? So I said, by God's grace, it didn't happen anytime. It was because they knew what is going to come. Yes, sometimes it was like some unknown things used to happen. But there, when you stand next to your child, they accept your support and then they cope up with it.
Right. So basically,
Sorry.
you're trying to say that predictability is more something that works. Right. So the more predictability there is there, the more the kids are mentally prepared, like what's going to happen,
Exactly.
and there is less of meltdowns and there is less of tantrums or whatever we say that comes after that. And if in case there are some circumstances wherein we're not able to follow the program, maybe we need to explain it in the right way to the child that it does happen. This
Absolutely.
is part and parcel of life. That there may happen things which where कि कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ वैसा हो गया. So although it might be a little difficult initially, but as the child progresses and understands that
Exactly.
follow
Exactly.
a program, but there might be little here and there sometimes and we need to accept it. I think then the things fall in place, but waiting for the time to pass
Absolutely.
for the kids to come to the to that level wherein they can understand the changes, understanding and moving to that level is more important, I think. Yeah,
And here
right.
it is like his diagnosis was done very early. No, he was just
Hmm.
1.5 when it was diagnosed.
Right.
So I could work on a proper way, on a channelized way at the crucial age
Hmm.
when the child was being developed. At that time
Right.
only, I could work on him. So that helped me to grow in a better way.
Right, right. So, early intervention is what you're saying is very important sometimes, wherein if
Absolutely.
you come to know that there are like very visible symptoms of autism, then you can definitely go for that and start working on the child. So, that's very true. So, here we can put a little light on, there are a lot of people saying कि हाँ screen time से होता है autism, or maybe कुछ और there are many reasons that are coming in the market for autistic kids who are being diagnosed. So what is your take on that? What do you think is like, because I don't think during Jatin's time there
I
was so
would
much.
say no screen time, I would say. Hardly there was screen time during his when he was small. But yes, I would say nowadays there are many things which you can teach the child through social media. But if you limit it and you being with the child or the house help being with the child or anyone in the house being with the child, conversation with them or interacting with them, maybe some are non-verbal, so doesn't mean the child has to talk back, but being with the child, those vibes also help the child, the comfort the child gets,
Hmm.
it helps the child to develop faster.
Right. So I think there were a lot
So
of things.
yeah, now it is said like screen time and all. So I would say that now it has become a lessee. Many apps are there, so that help your child to develop. That time we didn't have any, but now if there are, you can limit the time. Many a
Hmm.
times when I talk to parents, I tell them use a sand clock. That helps. Use a
Hmm.
timer on your mobile. That helps.
Yes.
So your child, even here the child learns to understand the clock or the timer. Along with that, yes, where the child has to stop, he learns that.
Right. And again, I think here again the predictability is there. The child knows that I can watch it till this time and this is the time period. So basically putting that discipline of limit, that not more than this or only this much or at this time, and only after this is done you will be able to get that. So that is what is more important. So disciplining but in a different way, where they can understand the limit as well as they can understand that this is my time to watch TV, this is my time to watch mobile or whatever it is, and that is what helps. Right. So predictability, of course, that really helps autistic kids to be prepared for everything, whatever is coming forward or whatever is that is more important. So, did you have like a routine set for Jatin? कि यही routine follow होना चाहिए, or I mean, as you just
Not
mentioned about
exactly.
the thing, nothing, right? So he was okay with
Not
the change.
exactly, because it, as I said, na, we used to plan the whole week. So
Hmm.
even if by some reason the plan is not being followed, so earlier it takes time the child to understand and develop that plan, but give the child little time to understand it, and then everything happens. Even
Right.
it is like our children are more attracted towards rotating things.
Hmm.
So Jatin is an Hot Wheel child.
Oh.
So when he was doing his masters also, he carried around 54 Hot Wheels with him. He had
Oh.
his box of Hot Wheels with him, and now he himself he gets a fellowship, so he's earning. So now he buys replicas for him. But the love for cars has not gone. And again, I would say the rotating thing, no, our children don't understand. Jatin, at the age of 18, 19, but he was more attracted towards the speed of the fan. So to test the speed, Jatin academically, he has topped India, he's won many fellowships, many things. Academically, he's fine. But when it comes to social life, yes, ups and downs are there. So just to check the rotating of the fan, he had put his finger in the fan at that age.
Hmm.
So people ask me autism जाता है क्या? No, autism कभी नहीं जाता है. सिर्फ उसके जो भी आपके बच्चे के issues है, whatever the issues your child is facing, you just teach the child to overcome those.
Right. So this is very important to understand that once autistic, the child will remain autistic always. So coming to the social behaviors and understanding communication. So how far has Jatin come as far as socialization is like when we think about socialization, or is it like still the same which was earlier, or has he little developed, and by what age did you see that socialization coming in?
Slowly and gradually it started developing. In his school days, it was like he had a buddy. So then during annual days and all, the school used to promote him, take part in the annual day. So there the socialization
Hmm.
used to happen. And moreover, I would say after he became independent, started staying in the hostel. So there the socialization improved. Again, here I would say he was in his teen, so attraction to girls that
Hmm.
started. Then again, the social circle was cut. Again, cute. It was like till now, Jatin is not in contact with his this thing ISA friends, but I am still in contact with him. So this way again, they were his buddies also and his support system also. So this way he started, gradually he started developing and overcoming his social interactions. And at present, if you would say, Jatin is a TA since 2 years. He's a teacher assistant. So he takes lectures for first year engineering students. And there he has to interact with the children. He has to go and clear the children's doubts. So this way he has started interacting with his students, his colleagues, his teachers.
Right. So I think what I understand here is exposure is more important. If we take a step back, then again child will suffer, because if we don't give that exposure to them, if we don't allow them to step and see what can happen, then until then they won't understand. So this is how it should be, I
Exactly.
think, like जाके तो
And
देखो
we
क्या.
also, exactly. So we as parents also ना थोड़ा सा हमको भी we need कठोर होना पड़ता है. We need to become a bit hard at heart
Yeah.
just to see the development in our child.
Right. So this reminds me of my son's story. I would like to share it here. Azan is in a mainstream school. So when we started, we spoke about school transport for him. The counselor was not ready. She was like, no, no, the shadow has to come. He cannot come alone. कुछ हो जाएगा. And we were confident enough कि वो कर लेगा, because he used to like traveling in different vehicles and all. He still loves. So we had that confidence. So, but still she was not ready. And then she said, "आपके risk पे है, your risk. Whatever happens, we will not be responsible." So the first day Arzan got into the bus, but since we are parents, we actually had like पीछे से गाड़ी लेके निकल गए थे कि पता नहीं बस में क्या हो जाए कभी. So yeah, we did take the step of independence, but we were also very precautious कि छोड़ नहीं दिया. पीछे से गाड़ी लेके उसके पापा
Exactly.
निकले कि कभी अगर गॉड फॉरबिड रास्ते में जरूरत पड़ गई, so we will be there. So until he reached to the school,
Right.
he got down from the bus, he left for his class, his father was there. So what I'm trying to say is that let the child take the step of independence, but always be there.
Absolutely.
And that
Right.
depends on the situation, whether you have to stand beside them or you have to stand one step behind. Right?
Absolutely right.
So I think
Absolutely right. Totally
this is what
agree.
very important, when rather than looking down upon the kids कि ये क्या कर पाएंगे, कैसे होगा, this is more important that parents put their trust in them and try to work with them.
At least give, I always say that give the child a chance to prove themselves.
Yes, right. Right. Absolutely true. I agree with that. Give them a chance. Giving them a chance is not going to take away anything from anyone, but it will
Yes,
make them one step closer to confidence and trusting themselves. That is what happens.
absolutely.
Right. And I think you had shared with me once about his airport episode, something had happened, right? So I would like you to share,
Yes.
like, how did he manage?
So recently, last year in December, there was this airline strike of Indigo, and Jatin was in Punjab for a conference. So he keeps on attending conference all over India. So Jatin was invited in IIT Roper for a conference. So it was like his flight was in the evening, in the afternoon. So he left from IIT Roper. He came to this thing, which is that airport. I forgot. So he came to a airport, and from there his connective flight was from Delhi. So when he reached till the airport, they said your flight is cancelled. So then what is to be done, sir? He came back, he came to the ICER at Mohali. He came to Mohali. He waited over there, started doing rebooking, that rescheduling of his flight. So then he got immediately 4 o'clock flight. He went to Delhi. By the flight from Mohali to Delhi, he reached, and his connecting flight was within 1 hour. But the connecting flight delayed for 18 hours. And the boy, afraid of crowd, chaos, and everything he was experiencing over there. And there was no one known to him. He was all alone. No doubt people were there, but from his side, he didn't have any support over there. But then I was continuously, for 18 hours, I was continuously on call with him. And even the whole night, I didn't let him sleep. But in the morning, because I was scared that they announced that that flight which Jatin was to take, that was the last flight to fly. So then, continuously, I was in contact with him. I used to tell him, Jatin, don't sleep. Even if you feel sleepy, keep your phone on and with your earphones so that I'll keep talking to you. And if there's some announcement, I will hear it and I will wake you up. So this way, he managed those 18 hours in that chaos, in those fights, everything happening over there. And the after 18 hours, he got his flight. He came to Goa, and then it was like so. The whole journey, which was of 2.5 hours, the whole journey took 34 hours.
Right. So I think what you were
For
doing,
two.
the predictability thing that you were working on earlier, all of a sudden unpredictable things happened, but because he has been trained to be calm and understand things and then follow, he was able to take care of the chaos. So right.
Absolutely. And it was like I was on the call. So for him, it was no, my mom is with me. My mom is with me. So that feeling also helps a lot. Even if you are not
Yeah.
present physically, I was there on call with him. So that
True.
helped him to cope up in that situation also.
Right. So he learned a lot also during that particular time. So now his
Absolutely.
confidence level must have definitely come up that I can manage myself. Although mama physically nahi thi yahan pe, but I was able to take care and all. So definitely
Absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
situations come in front of the kids during the lifespan, it keeps them, makes them keep nurturing and growing every step. It's never too late or it's never too early. That's what I think we should believe. So
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
one last question. I mean, did you have a situation any time wherein in public there had been little bit of tantrums or meltdowns of Jatins and you must be having people staring at you कि ये क्या कर रहा है बच्चा? Did you have any such situations coming up?
No, never, never at all. Never at all. Again, I
So,
would say, no, the plannings and things have helped me. Never
yeah.
ever Jatin has thrown any tantrums. Yes, he used to get angry on me at home, not outside, not in public. And that was because he was a one-time reader. Once he is done with it, during exams, the fights used to grow because I used to ask him to revise for the exams, but he didn't like it because for him it was done. Then again, the revision was not his cup of tea.
एक बार हो गया हो गया.
So, yeah,
No repetition.
no repetitions.
Yeah. Like before we come to the end of this beautiful conversation, I mean, a lot to learn, a lot to understand. Definitely, every child is different. Definitely, every child has their own challenges and they have their own strengths. But what we focused on is like working with the child on the strengths of the child and giving a hand to the child while the child walks his journey. So, what would be your
Absolutely.
advice to new parents? What do you think the parents now who are browsing Instagram, browsing the net, googling, doing this, doing that? So what would be your advice to parents now, like what should be different that they should be doing?
So I would say that many spoons spoil the soup. So it is of that type. People, the newly diagnosed children, parents, they keep on googling many things. They collect lot of things from, and everywhere it is different. It's not the same everywhere. Many a times you find that everyone's advice is different because, as I said earlier also, what I am talking now is only about Jan. So when the notes are being done by some parents or some therapist, even if a therapist is putting down some notes, so the therapist also is making notes on only about the children the therapist has worked with.
Hmm.
So I would suggest the parents first learn and understand your child thoroughly and then start working on the child, because as we say, autism is a spectrum. All It's an umbrella, so every child is unique, every child is capable in some or the other way. So understand the capability in your child and start working it. No doubt your child will flourish in a beautiful way. I would like to share one example over here. During lockdown, I have been talking to many parents. So I came in contact with a parent from Odisha, and her elder one was autistic. The younger one she felt, but now when the diagnosis is done, so the younger one is not autistic, but the elder one was, I think, partial hearing or loss also he had, and he was autistic. So she was like clueless. What, my child is doing nothing. So I asked her, "Does your child like colors?" So she said yes, he likes colors, but he colors outside the picture,
Hmm.
and the child was 13 years old. So I asked her to stick thread on the borders of the picture so the child knows his limits. So he doesn't have to color outside the thread. This way, the child started developing in drawing. And then she found some, after the lockdown was over. After first phase, she found out some drawing class in close by. The child started attending that, then some online classes. And recently, the child is developed in these 4 5 years. He's developed his skill in such a way that last year his painting was put up in London in an exhibition and it got sold.
So just a direction was needed.
Yes, yes. So that only I always say that find the capability in your child. Your every child is unique, every child is marvelously capable in some or the other way. Just find that spark in your child.
True, true. Understanding the child is very important. Even I also always say, parents, when you see these reels, even I put up reels on Instagram, but I would always suggest, देखो, you look at the reels, what is being done, but you will always need to tailor it as per your child's needs. It cannot be done.
Absolutely,
I have
absolutely,
done that
absolutely.
mistake. I have seen many reels and I've tried to do it with Arzan, and then I'm like, यार ये क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा है? Why is he not able to do it? But then slowly, steadily, I realized not everything that I see is possible for him to do. I need to change it. I need to tailor it for him as per his requirement, or maybe as per his capacity. That is what is very important to understand. So social media, sometimes we put a lot of trust in it, but then at a point we forget that our child is autistic but is little different. As we say, it's under the spectrum, and we need to work, find the strength, and then nurture it,
Abs-
start watering the strength, which is more important. When once we start watering the strength, the things that the child is not able to do start losing its weightage all by itself, and that anyways is going to pick up later. It will happen at a point when the child starts understanding things more better, slowly, steadily. Definitely there are some kids who need a lot of support, we don't deny that. But then kids who are able to do it, I think when the parents change their perspective, every child will get their own chance of putting a step forward. That is what is more
Just
important.
now, when you were talking, I just remembered when Azan's diagnosis was done, that phase, and then when I saw his Pelby award, it was marvelous. So you just found the spark in your child and you worked on
Exactly. So I think I learned it from you only. I would really admit that here. Sometimes it also happens we have people coming into our life, we feel like ha aaj mile koi nahi, but then those people actually come for a reason to our life. The first story of autism I ever heard was of Jatin from your mouth. So I used to think like ha hoga na aisa yaar, right? But then at a point I also was thinking when I saw a little bit of symptoms in Arzan, is he also autistic? So I also called you कि ये सब हो रहा है. So what do you think and all? Yeah, I was at the start point of the journey, and now I'm at a different level of the journey right now. But definitely still
Hats off
fighting.
to, I really appreciate whatever you're doing for Azan and everyone, and your support means a lot. That helps your child to grow and other children also to grow.
Yes, and I think Star Walkers has actually, also given me those wings, because somewhere when I joined Star Walkers, when my child started taking therapies with the Star Walkers team, I realized that Arzan is a good reader. I never knew that he was a good reader. When I started with Star Walkers, the therapist told me that you didn't realize he's a good reader and we can make use of it. And they actually, with the help of reading, they taught him to speak. He couldn't speak a lot when I started with Star Walkers, but now when I know he's a Gestalt language processor, he's a hyperlexic, he's a reader, all those things putting together, the therapist teaching in that way, he has opened up like anything. So I always say, like, at Star Walkers, we try to give wings to the parents itself. So when the parents know what is to be done, they always work in the right direction, and the child always
Absolutely.
flourishes.
Proper
The
guidance helps a lot.
Yes, that guidance is very important, and all the parents who join, I would really like to tell that if you really need any sort of guidance, if you really feel that I need to learn something more about my child and understand my child, always we are here to help you. We have a lot of kind of contents. We have a lot of workshops. We do have many studies that we have, references, resources which can help you understand what is right and what is wrong, because differentiating right from wrong is also very important, rather than blindly following things. So I would open up the Q&A for the parents right now. So parents, if you have any questions, you can just either send it on the chat, or you can go ahead and ask. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions. Archana ma'am would also answer them. Okay, so I think already parents have got a lot of answers as we discussed each and every point one by one. But yes, if in case parents have questions that they would like to put up further, we are always open to take your questions through WhatsApp or through email. You can always send us your questions, and we can put them further for you. So, Archana ma'am, thank you so much for joining. I think we got a lot of insights, a lot of information, because taking guidance and insights from a person who had nothing at the time when she started makes a lot of difference when we actually have a lot of things now. So those things are always, they help to make and keep that balance in understanding. Okay, yeah, if wo time pe agar kuch nahi tha, when that time a parent could do something, now we have a lot of things which we can go at. We have a lot of therapies available, we have a lot of support around available, and we are never alone. We also have many parents who team up together for their kids so that they learn socialization together. So yes, it was really helping having you here, and we are grateful to get all the insights from you. Thank you so much. And this, parents, this was the fifth
Thank you
session.
for inviting me.
It was our pleasure, ma'am. It was our pleasure. And this was the fifth session of the parent support webinar for Star Walkers. We definitely look forward for everyone to join in for the sixth session, which will soon be happening. So keep watching for the space, and we will be releasing the YouTube link as well for this session that we had, so that you can again go through it if you have any questions and understand. And any questions, if you have, you can always send them to us and you will have them answered. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. Thank you, Archana ma'am. So have a great weekend,
Thank you, my
everyone.
pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.